Ohio State in the scarlet and gray. And we are underway with some Big Ten lacrosse on ESPN. And it's Hopkins who gets the first possession. So we get our first look at this. This is Grant Mitchell. Beats a man, has a step, and blows it by his former teammate, Josh Curson.
College lacrosse. Mitchell is a horse. He loves to play with contact. He's a big body guy, over 210 pounds. Out of the state of Georgia, finished his high school career if you're the Blue Jays. When Epstein has a short stick on him, he's accustomed to being harassed by a long pole. They are going to slide early, and there.
As the shot clock was winding down.
Yeah, the shot clock's winding down. It's go now. And you see the athleticism from DeSimone, a little quick change of direction. And then the unorthodox jump
Jack Stanwyck, and I see the similarities there.
Even longer. And I think he has the ability to get to the cage even better.
Ohio's
into this contest with 135 career goals. When you break the century mark, you've done some serious business as a college lacrosse. His left hand, he's a two-way, big-time midfielder.
Now you want to talk about versatility. Ryan Terefenko has been taking the face-offs today. Stays on the first line, and Ohio. Another great save. Skylar Whalen read it the whole way. That's his third in this first quarter. Buckeyes love to run, and they cash it.
Yeah, DeBerry is back in Baltimore. Played down the road at Calvert Hall High School. But what a save by Whalen. This is where the Buckeyes have the advantage. At the midfield, athletically, the ability.
Terefenko stayed out with that first line midfield, darts in, and scores!
Look at the space that Ryan Terefenko creates. And what I was telling you earlier, the advantage here for the Buckeyes, athleticism in the middle of the field. Terefenko is listed as a short
team. It really looks like one team just still trying to figure it out and one team that's in mid-season form. And there's another right on cue.
Right hand. This time he splits to the middle of the field, blows by the Hopkins defense, and snipes it lefty with perfect place.
And here he is. Johns Hopkins being patient against his Buckeyes defense, but finally cashing in just about.
DeSimone wants the rock, and give him some props here too, because he came to Hopkins as a monster recruit. He was nicked up a bunch, didn't play healthy, didn't have the success. Buckeyes have played in the middle of the field from restraining box to restraining box. They're owning Johns Hopkins.
347 days since their last game. No scrimmages, no nothing. And they continue
to roam around from behind the cage, if you're Alexander Mabit, and not pressure. Like there's no body pressure there. I mean, you're not going to be successful if you don't ride the offensive players.
9 turnovers for Johns Hopkins.
Yep. Turnover into a clean clear for Ohio State and a shooting opportunity.
And an easy goal. Jack Myers cashes in.
In 2019, it's a turnover. Zinn loses his footing. Buckeyes swarm to the rock. And their head is up, looking upfield the entire time. Tic-tac-toe. In transition, Myers cashes in. To be your goalie, right? You love that mentality, and that's what he brings, the toughness of a linebacker.
Here's Leclaire, stings the corner! Trey Leclaire, Ohio State.
Shot at that 100-mile-an-hour plus rip by Trey Leclaire. Plant your feet, giddy up, and look at the location on a righty goalie. Look where this ball ends up. You know, Trey Leclaire doesn't get the hype of a Michael Sowers or a Chris Gray, but his skill set and his ability to shoot quickly off of ball movement.
Myers can't find the cutter. That'll be over and back. Hopkins has the numbers. Can they execute? Yes!
A freshman in 2019. Last year he was injured. We didn't see the full repertoire on display. You know what that reminds me of? An old school righty. Gloves a little more there. Gotta like the effort in contesting the Ohio State offense.
Taking advantage of space.
The ability of the Ohio State offense to find that next man, but it all started with Hendrick, the fifth year out of Canada. He's tough as nails. He's the guy you want in your corner when things get crazy. And then Trey Leclaire, you see the tail end of it. But prior to that, Hopkins was sliding and doubling, and you saw him going high there, right? So the challenge is the location and speed, though, because Leclaire can change the pipes.
Much needed answer for Johns Hopkins. Goals have been hard to come by, but
the recipient of an open backside here. Good ball movement, understanding where the defense is kind of ball watching to the top part of the Johns Hopkins. A transfer from Hofstra. They are the anchor of this side of the field for the Buckeyes. And when you have a senior leader and a guy like Hendrick demanding so much from his defense. Well, I'm applauding this Ohio State defense because they brought it all the way down to 1 on the shot clock. But these...
Go hard. Go hard. 5, shoot. 3. Yeah!
Keogh goes low, and he beats Wayland Hopkins.
Multiple extra possessions. Keogh, the senior, equally effective with his right and his left hand. That little cushion.
Here's Trey Leclaire. Already with a hat trick today. Leclaire turns around, gives him the gas.
Absolutely soak these checks. Physicality unmatched here. He is all right hand. You know he's a righty, but he drives the left side. He keeps it in his right hand, and what that allows him to do is turn.
Instead, you ask your defense to come up with another stop, and they can't do it. Leclaire made him pay. Brett Baskin, rear back and fire.
Then the sound of a ball hitting a corner. And that's what you heard in real time. He just absolutely stings this corner. Baskin plants his feet. It's a lefty goalie. And look where he stings it. Listen up.
Buckeyes keep it alive. Under 20 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Terefenko with a boost of speed. Tic-tac-toe passing, and Jack.
The lack of full field practice. It's called leadership. Guys who played a ton of lacrosse. You flick it to Trey Leclaire. He gives it to Terefenko, who owns the middle of the field, and he finishes with a nice pass, you could argue, in college lacrosse. That guy is a beast for Rutgers.
Shot clock down to 7. Hopkins has to hurry, trailing by 5. Cole Williams charging down and scores!
I like this move because Cole Williams is at his best when he plays in front of the goal. And he quick doubles, press the ball.
And Ohio State.
They do, Jay, and we talked a lot about Connor Mitchell. How about Griffin Hughes? He's been money today.
Jack Myers, the reliable quarterback, has come into Homewood Field in Ohio State. A little more than a minute away from wrapping up a convincing victory, and they'll add one more to the tally. Myers takes it himself to make it 14-8. All Buckeyes in the...
Myers feeding and quarterbacking the offense. He's such a big, long body. And I love the way that he's a lefty playmaker, and you have a guy like Trey Leclaire on the right side. And this offense is going to continue to develop.
Championship, and now a loss to Rutgers to start their season.
Yeah, but there's so much lacrosse to be played. It's an early season, and the Big Ten is going to be a gauntlet. Everyone's going to get a chance to knock each other off. And how cool is it with Rutgers, though? Kerst's brother, Colin Kerst, was in cage today for Rutgers. He had 15 saves. So imagine you and your brother transfer to Rutgers for your final year together, and that's just amazing.
You can't write a script like that.
No.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's so cool.
That it's going to be all Big Ten all season for these teams, not playing non-conference at all. Double round robin, so everybody gets a bite home and away. But in the opener today, Ohio State comes into Homewood Field and wins convincingly. A really good win for the Buckeyes to start the season.
There, the Buckeyes can celebrate win one in 2021. And getting to play is a win.